back, Jackie.
Thanks.
Okay, hi. So you feeling ready to dive into working on the memory itself, the issues, the target itself? Okay, so like we talked about during your history, there's a couple different approaches we can take here. What the founders of EMDR would advocate, the early writers and scholars, is we go back to the earliest possible connection to the memory. So when we talked about President Trump and triggering you, we traced it back to a memory from age 6 as being some of the roots of where a lot of those themes are. So we can work on that age 6 memory if you're feeling up to it, or if that's not feeling something you're ready to tackle today, at least that directly, we can start with just targeting President Trump itself and something that he did or said that triggered you. And then when we start with a more present target like that, the past can of course open up. But for some clients, it feels more relevant to start with that thing connected to their presenting issue. So those are our two essential choices, and I wanted you to give me your feedback on which one you think we need to start with.
We can start with the past.
Start with the past. Okay. So let me, I'm just going to flip back and consult some of my notes from history. So the specific target is this memory from age 6.
Mm-hmm.
It was a guy your mother was dating,
Mm-hmm.
verbally mean,
Mm-hmm.
and you described that he had a son that was just a little bit older than you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that whole time in your life that you gave me as the target, that's what we'll call the target. That's
Okay.
the general issue that we're addressing. But now I'm going to ask you some questions that have a little more specifics to it. So looking back on it now, what image represents the worst part of that target?
The basement.
Okay. And like I've said before, you can give me as much or as little detail. That's sufficient, the basement, as long as you have a visual of it. And when you bring up that image now, what is the negative belief about yourself that goes along with it?
I'm trapped.
Okay. And when you think of that image of the target, what would you like to believe about yourself now?
I'm strong.
So, what is your gut level feeling of how true that positive belief is right now as you look back on the image?
What's the scale?
1 being completely false and 7 being completely true. I'll read it again, and this isn't on just yet. I just forgot to give it to you. So, what is your gut level feeling of how true that positive belief is right now as you look back on the image, with 1 being completely false and 7 being completely true?
Like 2.
Okay. And what emotions do you feel when you link the image with the negative belief of I'm trapped?
Anxiety.
Okay. What is your level of disturbance as you bring up the image, the negative belief, and the emotions all together, with 0 being no disturbance or neutral, and 10 being the worst you can imagine?
8.
And what are you noticing in your body in this moment as you bring up the image, the negative belief, and the emotions all together?
Anxiety.
Okay.
Tense in my chest a little bit and in my jaw, and a little bit nauseous.
So bring up those body sensations together with the negative belief of I'm trapped and the image of the memory. Notice whatever you notice, Jackie, as I begin the stimulation. What are you noticing now?
Anger.
Go with anger. Breath. What are you noticing now?
Smell of the basement.
Go with that. Breath. What are you noticing now?
A mix of anger and sadness.
Okay, go with that. Breath. What are you getting, Jackie?
Anxiety. Not wanting to be touched.
Okay, go with that. What are you noticing?
The dog they had.
Go with that. Take a breath. What are you noticing now?
A lot of anger.
Okay. Okay, to go with that? Breath. What are you getting, Jackie?
Getting my house. Fear.
Go with that. What are you noticing?
Father yelling at me.
Go with that. are you noticing, Jackie?
Yelling and me trying to protect my sister and my mom being thrown down the steps.
Go with that. Another breath. What are you getting now?
Silence.
Go with sadness. Breath. What are you getting?
Different images.
Just keep going with those images. Take another breath. And what are you noticing now?
Combination of anger and sadness.
Okay, go with the combination. What are you getting?
A lot of tension and anxiety.
So notice that tension, anxiety, and if you need to move the body in any way, allow yourself to do that. Breath. What are you getting now?
Clearing up the mouth from my start.
Keep going with that. Take a breath. What are you getting now?
Just hate.
Let go with hate. What are you getting now?
Yelling and just being scared and sad.
Go with that. What are you getting now? Sad. Let's do another set with sad.
kicked us all out the door.
Keep going with that. What are you getting, Jackie?
I got my mother.
Go with that. What's happening, or what are you noticing?
Feeling powerless because she just keeps bringing these men.
Yeah. Go with that. Breath. What are you getting?
Running away because that's the way out.
What's that? Breath. I think you keep going with whatever is there. What are you noticing, Jackie?
Being at college.
Yeah. Can you go with that? Breath. What are you noticing?
Hearing the voice of the kid when I was little. And being the person he said I was going to be and being that person at college.
Go with that. And what are you getting now? Go. That's sad. Breath. What are you getting?
Just kind of nothing.
Okay. So that's probably a good point for me to check in with you. So bringing back up, or going back rather, to our original target where we began, in this moment, where would you rate the distress of the image or worst part? With 0 being nothing or neutral, and 10 being the worst you can imagine?
Like a 5.
Okay. So I'm going to have you just notice what may keep it from going lower than 5. What may still be lingering there. Breath. What are you getting now, Jackie?
Nausea. Just disgust.
Okay, go with that. What are you noticing?
A little bit calmer.
Let's go with that. Breath. What are you getting now? So let's check back in with the target in this moment on a scale of 0 to 10, with 0 being no distress or neutral, and 10 being the worst you can imagine. Where would you rate it at in this moment?
Out of 2.
So if you're game, let's stay with it at a 2. And I'll ask the question, is there anything that keeps it from going lower than 2? Anything at all? And if so, just go with it. Excuse me. Take a breath. And what are you getting now?
A thought.
A thought?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Can you go with that thought?
Mm-hmm.
Breath. And what are you getting now?
It's weird.
Okay. You don't have to say it.
Like, well, I always, guys always make me feel like this, like powerless, like, will they always be in control?
Go with that question. noticing?
Calm.
Calm? Okay, let's go with calm. Breath. And what are you getting?
Same.
So the original target in this moment, where would you rate it 0 to 10? With 0 being no distress or neutral, 10 being the worst you can imagine.
Neutral.
Neutral. Okay. So let's work now with the positive belief. So when you bring up that image or worst part that's neutral, does the original positive belief of I'm strong fit? Or is there another positive belief that fits better now?
I'm strong.
I'm strong fits. Okay. So what is your gut level feeling of how true that positive belief is right now as you look back on the image, with 1 being completely false and 7 being completely true?
5.
Okay. So notice it's a 5. Breath. What are you getting?
Still strong.
Okay, still feel strong. Now you go with that. And notice if there's anything that keeps it from being a 7. Completely true. Breath. What are you getting now?
The thing that keeps it is the thought of dealing with misogynistic men.
Go with that. Breath. What are you noticing?
Anger.
Anger. Go with anger. breath. What are you getting now?
How they get away with what they do, and it's fine.
Go with that. Breath. What are you noticing?
The lack of compassion. Just
Go with that, Jackie. Keep breathing. Breath. What are you noticing?
kind of nothing.
Okay. So I'm going to go back to the question. In this moment, as you look back on the target where we began, how true does that statement feel? I am strong, with 1 being completely false, 7 being completely true.
7.
All right, so let's go ahead and install that. So hold, place that positive belief of I am strong together with that original image. Take a breath. What are you noticing?
Feeling of power.
Good. So let's go with that. Breath. What are you getting now?
Same.
Same? All right. So now that the positive belief has been installed, scan your body from head to toe. And what are you noticing, Jackie?
I feel okay.
Okay. So hold that clear body scan together with the original target and the positive belief of I am strong. go ahead and have you take 2 more breaths. And inviting you, Jackie, to do whatever you need to do to transition. And your eyes have been closed for a while, so maybe take your time opening them. If you want to take the headphones off, if you need to move or stretch like you're doing, I may join you in that. It was a privilege to witness you go through all those different stations with it. So, moving now into closure, there's not a need to talk in a blow-by-blow way about what happened, because everybody transitions in their own way. I guess my first thing I want to cover is, do you have any questions for me about what you experienced, or questions about what to expect going forward?
Not really. I kind of know what I'm going to expect going forward. So.
Okay. Yeah.
No, I think it's really interesting how it kind of flowed
Mm-hmm.
into the stages
Yeah.
and kind of worked through some of it.
Yeah. Yeah. So I want to remind you that processing can continue. The work may continue to make connections for you in between sessions. So to go to your skills, and you have a really good set of them between the yoga and your writing and your dogs and your support system, and your cats too, and the visualizations that we did. So I would encourage you to keep using those in between sessions, to check in with me if you need, if something really feels out of the ordinary that you can't handle with your skills. And then next time we'll check back in and figure out a plan for taking the work into the next phase.
Sounds good.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.